Today's video, let's talk about the most common failures I see when it comes to resin 3D printing. The fastest and easiest way to do this is just to show you some pictures I grabbed from our Discord of users who asked for help recently and offer you the solution. The first one right here is just a picture of what they sent. They're trying to actually print a benchy, which a benchy is not necessarily the print you want to do for resin, but this is what they were getting. They were getting this bar right here, and they're getting a sheet. So for me, the issue here is somewhat obvious. This is a damaged LCD. So what I asked the user to do is I asked him to do what's called a dry print. If you don't know what that is, basically print without the build plate, without vat, without resin, and you're gonna run the print, not a screen test, but an actual print and see what happens. When the user did this, this is what they got. What they should see is the outline of a benchy. What they got was a strip, indicating that yes, the LCD is actually damaged on that one. So unfortunately, this user is gonna have to replace the LCD before they can continue resin 3D printing. The next one we have right here can be confused for not enough supports, but it's actually something different. If we look right here in the center, what we can see is that these supports didn't actually start printing in the first place. Had they printed, there would have been enough supports. But we just got a polished raft. When I see this, I'm thinking something's going on with those very bottom layers. And when I look at the user settings, what I could see right here was right here. Wait before print was set to 1 second, which is honestly not really enough time for those bottom layers to really be the correct thickness. We get what's called layer compression. It's actually pretty complicated. I've created a whole other video. You can go watch that over here if you want a better explanation about what's going on. But ultimately, the solution for this one is bump up that wait before print time to possibly 4 seconds, or use something like UV tools to go in there and actually edit those settings and add like 30 seconds for the first 30 layers or so, and have it go down to 2 or 3 seconds for the remainder of the print. In my opinion, 1 second is never enough, and I would actually never use under 1 second for any print ever, but that's just me. Now the next one here might seem similar to the other one where I have a bunch of rafts and nothing printed from it, but it's actually quite a bit different. We can know that if we look at the user settings. They actually have 3 seconds light off delay. They're moving very slowly and a lot of lift distance on those bottom layers. Well, on this one, sometimes what I think is maybe they've got too many burn-in layers, too many transition layers, or too much exposure time on the bottom. This user's doing none of that. All their settings are actually pretty good, but they still had the issue. However, there's one thing that really stands out, and that is here at the top. Under global permissions, they have 2-stage motion control and light off delay, both enabled. You see right here, they're both set to on. You actually can't do that because it triggers a bug in the .ctb file format, which is the file format your Elegoo or Frozen use. And so what we want to do is actually turn off the light off delay. That will change this from over here saying light off delay where it says 3 seconds to actually the wait time things you see more often where it says wait before print, wait before retract, and those ones. So once you turn that light off delay off, you're gonna have that wait before print. That's where you're gonna put the 3 seconds. And when the user did this, it actually printed just fine. That resolved the issue. So just keep that in mind. Don't have both settings on under the global parameters as it can cause a bug. This next one can show itself in 2 different ways. One of them where we have just the supports, looks just like this where we have a bunch of supports. Now when I see this, what I can tell just right off the bat what I'm looking at is that we've got a rather large raft with only a few supports sticking out of it. That is a huge indicator that there is not enough supports. Also, I'm looking at the size of the support tips, and they look to be relatively small. Not too small, just too small for the amount I'm seeing for the size of the raft. Remember, the raft is a good indication of, you could say, the shadow of the object you're trying to print. With that many supports, I'm thinking, yeah, definitely not enough supports to print something most likely that size. When I move on to another type of issue, I see what's called pancaking. And that looks like this, where you have a part of the model that's just flat. Both of these are caused by the exact same issue, not enough support. There's a couple ways to fix this. One is to just add more supports. The other one is to maybe increase your support tip size on some of the bottom layers, or maybe it's a combination of both. Slightly smaller support tips in some locations and a few more tips, support tips across the model in order to fix this issue with not enough supports. Something I see far too often is where users say calibration, but the problem with that one is, well, on this one here at the bottom, we can see that most of this model, 90% of it printed just fine. And all the supports printed just fine. So obviously there was enough exposure to print the supports, meaning it's just not enough support issue. Even here on this white example, here at the bottom, we do see that some of the models actually printed. And so did the supports. So again, it's not a calibration issue, it's just not enough supports. And that covers it for this one. If there's an issue that I haven't talked about in this video, make sure to head over to the Lychee Slicer Discord and let us know. Myself, a moderator, or someone from the great community over there should help you out. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the Lychee YouTube channel if you haven't already. And as always, thank you for watching. Have a good day.